Next, I want to talk about fog. And fog is where the clouds really come to us at the ground level, where the air temperature above the ground and the dew point are nearly identical. So rather than cloud formation in the high atmosphere, the clouds can form near the surface. There are three general types: radiation fog, advection fog, and evaporation fog. So I want to just discuss those briefly. Radiation fog is caused by the radiative cooling, so the rapid cooling of the ground at night, especially in the wintertime. And so as the ground loses that heat and cools, the ground can cool to where it's near the dew point. This is the primary type of fog in the Central Valley. A different type is called advection fog. This is caused by the movement of air over the cool ocean. And this is primarily the type of fog you would see in San Francisco, for example. And the third type is called evaporation fog. This is caused by the evaporation of water into cold air. So we have radiation fog, the primary type we have here in Fresno and the valley. The ground radiates heat and cools to where it's near the dew point, causing essentially cloud formation or a fog near ground level. One thing that can increase the amount of radiation, that increase the persistence of fog in the valley, is what's called an inversion layer, where the westerlies can bring in warm air from the ocean, and the warm air can sit over trapped cold air in the valley, causing the fog to remain for a long period of time. So we can have situations where the Central Valley can be like in a bowl, trapped. We're going to have warm air sitting over it and trap the fog like a big bowl. This is caused by an inversion layer. This is fog throughout the Central Valley on this day. Advection fog is caused by the air being chilled by the cold water below, forming a fog. And this happens in places like San Francisco, where the westerlies are bringing in air over the cool Pacific Ocean, and that causes fog to roll into the city. Evaporation fog is usually a more local effect. This happens where you have surface water in cool conditions, and so even under cool conditions, you will have evaporation happening of the water, and what does evaporate can quickly chill to the dew point and form a fog over the local water source. So, for example, especially in the wintertime, if you drive over the San Joaquin River, sometimes, like near Valley Children's Hospital, you can see like a little bit of fog right over the river itself. That's evaporation fog. So here's a picture of kind of both happening. You have radiation fog in the background over the fields, and also evaporation fog over the little river here.